publicly asked my viewers, do you guys want to see the Project 7 trailer that, you know, from Patreon, or you would rather see me do all this other stuff? And publicly, the consensus was, do the other stuff. We don't really care about the Project 7 trailer. All right, back then I used to struggle, because every month I was struggling. I need 2-3 goals for Patreon. I would just pull shit out of my ass that sometimes people didn't really care about. And honestly, that Project 7 trailer was really one of them. In fact, I will be very honest with all of you. Okay? I'll be very honest with all of you. Out of all the people that were big adamant fans of mine back then, there was one guy who was very upset with me. One guy was so upset with me, he said, I'm not going to watch your content anymore. You told us you were making a Project 7 trailer, and you didn't do it, and therefore, I'm not going to watch you ever again. I know who he is to this day. All right? And it actually hurt me, because I was like, man, I let people down. There was someone who actually really cared about this trailer, and I let him down because he really wanted to see it. But outside of that, no one else cared. All right. Now, what I didn't just say, oh, here's $350 extra. Let me just pocket that. No, what I actually did is the next month on Patreon, I lowered all the Patreon goals by $350. I said, instead of having a tier 1 goal at $250, we're just going to do a special goal just to start. And the next goal will be like $150. The next goal is $400. So I lowered everything by $300 to $350. Again, these are not correct numbers. These are just numbers I'm pulling out of my butt. I'm just giving you an example, okay? So that it would be fair for the next month, people were still getting fun stuff. Now, of course, you're absolutely right. I didn't make the trailer. I 100% will tell you I didn't make the Project 7 trailer. I never made it. But it was because my viewers at the time were telling me not to, that it was a bad goal. I should have never done it. I should have been doing other stuff. That's what they wanted to see me do. So I did what my viewership told me to do. And to this day, people still tell me I stole money and didn't do Project 7 again, even though none of that was promised. It was for a 30-second trailer. No money was stolen. And I actually gave it back kind of the next month via lowering all the goals. Now, the other thing is, all right, the other thing is that some people said, why didn't I just refund all the money? You can't. The reason being was there's no way to tell who pledged on Patreon just to see Project 7. It's not like a crowdfunded, it's not like a GoFundMe. You know, when you go to a Kickstarter and you want to finance a campaign, oh, I paid you $5.
Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry about that.
That's not how it is. People give me Patreon money because just in
How are you guys doing? So apparently DSP is doing a stream where he's going through and he's talking about everything bad that people have said about him for the last 7 years. So we're gonna see like what's happening. Oh, thanks, River Run. I appreciate it. That is gonna go straight to the bills.
That kids would suggest is like, oh, see, Phil didn't refund any money, therefore that's why we.
How does it work on Twitch?
Just to make me look.
If I pause it, then does it go like straight to where he is now, or does it just continue? I don't know. We'll see.
Tax fund. There were 2 specific times, all right, when I needed to raise tax funds. Once was in the fall/late 2017 because I needed to pay a state tax payment by the end.
No, there's all kinds of other times that he did that. Like, I don't know.
To my viewing audience on Thanksgiving Day 2017, you can go back and watch it. It's still live over on my vlogging channel, The King of Hate Vlogs. All right. Now, during 2017 was the year when early in the year I broke up with my ex, and I started talking to and then dating my now wife, Kat. Okay. Now, Kat didn't live around here, and she had to visit me a couple times. I had to take time away from streaming and stuff to spend time with her. I didn't disclose that was happening because I knew if I did, people would be trying to get up in our private shit. All right.
So why?
Phil raised all that money for
why did you tell us that? I have said this numerous times, and I'm going to say it again. Why did Phil tell us about Kat? There was no reason why he had to tell us about Kat.
She actually helped me pick out my Halloween costume for the Halloween special that I did that year. I announced my financial dilemma about the state taxes in Thanksgiving of 2017. So obviously what Phil did is he announced it so he could raise funds, go back in time, and pay.
Let me know if I should turn up Phil. Let me know.
Fucking dumbasses. You talk out of your fucking asses about this stuff and make the most crazy, controversial, insane theories that make no fucking sense. It's such a weird conspiracy. Like, how the fuck do you think that money that I talked about and raised later in the year paid for the trips that happened earlier? You fucking buffoons. It just doesn't make any sense. Now, the bottom line is this.
His camera is literally like the shittiest thing I've ever seen.
Well, look, I said that wrong. The truth of the matter was that if I didn't raise enough money to get out of this state tax situation, I didn't know how I was going to pay the state taxes. And because of that, I was afraid the state would either put a lien on my home, or I didn't know how much it was going to be that I owed the state at that point. And I was thinking
weren't
tens
even
of
like
thousands
that
to hundreds
much
of thousands
money.
of dollars. I had no idea.
Like they were like 1%
and I was thinking I might
of
have
his
to sell my
income a year.
house.
Also,
all right, so I actually told Kat at
pay
that point, I don't even know if we can
state
plan our next
income
trip.
tax anymore.
I don't know when's the next time I can
And I think
see
in
you.
Canada,
You know,
let
this
me
really
look
sucks
this
because
up,
obviously,
what
you know,
the
at that
tax
point
rate is
we had
in
been dating for
Ontario.
months. I spent a lot of time with her, and it was working out. We wanted to advance to the next stage of our relationship, and we couldn't because I didn't know what the fuck was going to happen with all these taxes and everything. I had no clue.
Provincial taxes
what was
might
gonna
actually
happen
be more
with taxes and all that stuff
than federal taxes are. Let me
so
see here.
our life was on hold. Now, thank God, hallelujah, you know, and I'm so grateful that you guys and gals and fans helped me out and raised enough money so that I paid off the state taxes. I was able to handle it. And because of that, Kat was able to move in with me in early 2018. But if I didn't raise the money to pay off those state taxes, I probably would have said our relationship's kind of on hold until we figure this stuff out. Okay. Oh shit, you guys are right.
So
where's my wedding
it is
ring?
Actually more money,
I was in the shower and I didn't put it back on. Now I feel really bad. You guys, you know what? If you guys ever see me without my wedding ring on, you call me out on it because that's supposed to be on my fucking finger all the time. And now I feel really bad because I left it in the bathroom. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get it right now.
Okay, so I'm not sure how... what happened to the live stream yesterday? I was just really tired and low energy, so I just kind of gave up on it. Okay, so I want to see on Twitch, if I pause it and then restart it, does it go to where I was? Or does it go to where the stream is? So I'm just going to pause this for a second while he's not saying anything and see how this works.
No, I took it off because the thing is, people ask me.
Okay, you know, so I can't pause this, unfortunately. So there's nothing I can really do other than talk over him.
I'm afraid it's going to slip off my finger and go down the drain or something. But it's always with me at other times. And now I'm looking like, oh, God, I didn't have it on. I actually, my heart, I was like, oh, fuck, I feel like a dick. So thank you to whoever found that and called me out on it. I got to have that on, man. All right. Jesus.
That's so creepy.
Okay. All right. Continuing on here. So, yeah, it's insanity that people say that I lied about taxes to raise money. To fly Kat out here to spend time with me. She flew out here to visit me before I ever even announced my tax problems. There's no fucking way that could have ever happened. And the timeline is there. You can see when the video came out and when I started talking about her and everything, revealing stuff about her. It's horseshit. It doesn't make any sense what people are saying. They're out of their minds. Okay? Now, of course, the latest controversy was I had this issue with my federal taxes, and I told you guys I needed help, and I did a couple marathon streams to raise money with the federal taxes, and you guys, between you guys helping me and my parents helping me, I raised enough money to qualify for this payment plan for the taxes that I didn't pay in the last year. And that's in process right now. Okay, that's all in process. It's happening right now. I'm actually supposed to get a notice from the IRS this month of actual physical letter, supposedly, saying blah, 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 whatever about it. I'm supposed to give that to my tax guy. He's already talking to the IRS, and he's going to get me on this tax plan. All right, so I qualified for it, thank God. But now, then,
okay,
incidentally,
but as I was saying,
when all that was going on, already I had been in the
long
works
time
with my
before he
parents to go
formally
visit them
announced
because
the
my
tax
parents are very
problem,
elderly at this point.
there was that
very elderly. They're not very
feeling
elderly.
in his
They're in their
stomach
60s, but each of them has different health problems. My dad has problems with his back and his heart, and my mom has
when I
numerous
realized how
problems
much my
with it,
income
going
had
on over
fallen
the
on
years.
YouTube,
and they're basically at the time of their lives when they don't know what's going to happen at any day. They can turn for the worse,
and
it
started
could be,
begging for money
that's it.
months before.
So they want, knowing that I was living with Kat for a year, and we were engaged, and that we were in love with each other. They wanted us to go out there to meet them. They wanted Kat to meet them and spend time with them. and us to have almost like a couple days to ourselves away from all the stress of work. And
Lower
whatever.
the volume of
I
me
talk
or
to my
Phil.
parents every single week. Every weekend I call my parents and I talk to them and I tell them all about myself and what's going on with my life and everything. So they're always in the know about everything that's going on with me, 100%. They laugh at all the shit that people say and do about me slanderously because they know it's all
really
bullshit.
doubt that. That sounds like. That
But
doesn't
they
sound
paid
real.
for everything. They paid for the trip out there. They paid for the room and board. You know, they paid for the car we had. They paid for all of the food and everything.
They
that we
gave
ate when
him
we were out there. They
fucking
gave us
spending money
for being out there.
Like, what
They
kind
helped
of
pay for
fuck
all the
person is
supplies.
like
And then, of course,
40
the big thing was we
and
got
like
married
beats
while
their
we were
parents
out
to
there,
give them
but it was a
pocket
very
money?
small ceremony. It was held inside
Like,
my parents'
what the
house.
fuck
It was
is
only a few
that?
close relatives and a dinner. There was no formal real ceremony.
Hey, Krell,
no,
nice
no
to see
money
you.
was really spent at all on the ceremony.
Is
And
the volume
literally
okay,
the only
guys?
money I spent on the wedding at all.
If you guys
was
ever
on a
wonder
new
why I
belt,
have so
a
much
pair of
trouble
shoes,
balancing
and a
audio,
tie.
you have to
The
keep in
suit that
mind
I have
I
is 10
can't
years old,
listen
and
to
that's
it
the suit I wore.
myself.
Okay.
Because if I were to listen
Everything
to it
else my parents
myself, it
paid
would just
for, because they
reverberate
wanted
ad
to meet Kat,
infinitum.
they wanted us to get
So,
married. They wanted
yeah,
us
it's
to
kinda
spend time with
difficult.
them. They wanted all these nice things to happen before, God forbid, something happened to them, and we wouldn't be able to spend any kind of meaningful
He's
time
such a
with them,
piece of
okay?
shit. Guys, my parents are gonna die. There's no way I could have seen
So-
them again. I don't think flying across America is really
All that being said,
that expensive,
right.
is it?
Like,
Like, isn't
I
it only
raised
like a
funds for
couple
these federal
$100?
taxes before the trip out there, all right, and all of a sudden it's Phil took all that money for the taxes and he spent it on his wedding.
Well, he
all right?
did.
I just
Well,
want you to think how stupid this sounds. The week before,
the week before.
I flew to Connecticut
Okay.
to get married and spend time with my parents. I raised money to pay for the wedding. On what fucking planet do you think that you pay for a wedding the day that it happens? I mean,
But he said that he did. Like, but he said that. He went to the courthouse and he paid them to give
it
him
really
his,
just gets me.
his wedding
Like,
certificate.
Huh? Like, weddings
And
are paid
then
for
he went
months
to the
in advance.
venue.
They take tons of arrangement and planning.
So, no, it
if you're gonna
didn't,
get
though.
a wedding hall, or you're gonna pay for anything ahead. Everything has to be
But
done
they
up
did
front,
get
early,
one.
early. You know, it's insane that these people just
Like,
think that like
you guys
Phil
remember this. I'm
had a
not
tax-
crazy.
a fake
Didn't
tax
he say
crisis and
that
immediately
he
spent the
got
money
it the
to pay
day
for his
of?
trip to
Like, when he
Connecticut.
went
So
there,
the plane tickets
he
I
went
bought
to
the
the
night before,
courthouse. It wasn't
apparently.
pre-planned. He
It's
paid
just
to get his
stupid.
wedding license.
It doesn't
he
make any
kept the
sense, the things
justice
that they
of the
say, but this
peace.
is what I mean. Like,
And then
so
his
now,
parents took
all the
them
things
out
that I've
to
addressed, I'm
dinner,
just going to read them again.
and
Are
they
you
had
guys
rented
ready?
a venue. Like, and that all
Threw his fiance
happened
under the bus
like
and
the
turned
day
a
of.
private
That
medical
didn't
issue into a
happen
drama
before.
strain. Didn't happen.
So
Demanded she never go to a hospital again
yeah.
and said that they give her a pill and leave her where they found her. Didn't happen. Lied about money issues for a year. Non-stop begging for cash while flying a girl out to see him. Didn't happen. Used tax donations to move the woman in with him. Didn't happen.
Okay, but I just
Used
want to
tax
ask the
donations
chat,
to
like,
marry the
am
woman.
I
Didn't
wrong?
happen.
Didn't
Stole
he
fan
say
donations
that all
went
that
towards
was
the Project 7
decided,
reboot.
like,
Didn't happen.
days
Refused
ago?
to pay friends for the work they did.
Also,
only
like I
used to make
said,
money and
he
only
doesn't
used to
pay
make money,
state
make more off
taxes.
of dead
State
friends until he
taxes in
lost them all.
Canada
Didn't
are like
happen.
a third of your
Wants to hit an
income.
11-year-old girl.
It
Didn't
might be a
happen.
bit more. It might be like
Groomed
40%
two
of it.
fangirls
So he doesn't
and
have
used
to
them for
pay that
sex
at
and
all.
extra money.
He has to pay like a 1% occupation tax.
Didn't happen.
So I don't
But the
even
one
know
that I really
like
didn't
where.
say
Like,
yet.
what is his tax?
This is the one that gets me the most. Everyone's a paid shill tweet. Okay? Apparently, last year I put out a tweet that said everyone's a paid shill. That's not what happened. What happened was I'll tell you the full story. You guys ready for this? So, Kat and I had a week where we wanted to do some fun stuff together, but we knew that we couldn't really afford to do much. All right? And what we decided to do is called a staycation, where you take some time away from your work to kind of stay at home and do stuff around the house.
I don't know. There's
All
nothing
right?
wrong with staycations.
And we had some plans as projects we wanted to do around the house. One of the things we wanted to do, I'm revealing this for the first time ever, was go to the Space Needle. We live in a suburb of Seattle, and we wanted to drive in to Seattle for one day and do some touristy things in Seattle and then come home. I didn't disclose any of this to any of you because I was afraid if I did, you'd have assholes trying to fuck with us, try to show up at the Space Needle or do stupid
well,
shit.
that
Who
actually
knows,
probably
right?
would have happened. Okay, Phil
So
has
this
a point
was
here.
last year. This was 2018. There was a week when we had all these plans.
You know, it's
to do
kind
all
of
things
funny.
together.
It's like
and
I
it was
don't
gonna
think
be a
I went up
fun
the CN
time.
Tower until I was like 17 or 18. I mean, you just don't often do the stuff that's in your your local
It was going to be a
area.
really fun time.
Part of that is just
Hopefully.
because
Or at the very least, it
the
was
times you
time when
would
we got
go
spend
to
time
it,
together.
you're normally
What
working
ended up
because
happening
like
was
everything closes
got
in
sick.
Toronto at 5.
All right, so we ended up
So
doing
it's
a
like
few
after
things,
work and I
but she
want to
ended up
go to
getting
the
sick.
Royal
The
Ontario
whole week was a
Museum or the
disaster.
Science
This was
Centre or the
supposed to be
zoo
our
or
week
something.
where we
Everything's
spent
either
time together and
closed
do
or it's going to be
fun,
closed in an
meaningful
hour
stuff
or two, so I
as a
can't
new
go to
couple
it.
living together, you know, because we lived
And you don't really want to
we
just
lived
go
together for 3 months, I
spend
think.
your
And it was like, wow, this is
vacation
gonna be
in the
amazing.
city.
She
you
got
live
sick
in.
and we couldn't do anything.
So
She
it was a
just
long time
awful
before I
sick.
actually wound up going.
And here
to
I
it.
am feeling fucking miserable. And I'm like, this sucks. We had planned this for a while. I was like, this is it. I know I can't take any more time off of work after this to do anything. So it was just a really terrible time where it's like we're supposed to be spending time. Instead, I'm sitting here with my girlfriend who's miserable as hell, and it sucked. And I was really agitated. All right.
Like,
and when this happened,
I think one day what happened with...
was contacted by a
'cause
few fans
one
who
of
were
the
like,
big
Phil, are you
things
aware
that we have in...
people are playing State of Decay 2 and a whole week early on Twitch?
In Toronto is
and,
we
you know,
got
you
a
go to their streams
Ripley's
and people are
Believe It
actually
or Not
tossing them
aquarium.
thousands of dollars
And I just never
on these
been,
streams
because you just
for
never
them,
go to
you know,
these
'cause
things.
basically they're showing
And
all
it
these
had
things
actually
early,
been
and
the
I'm like,
previous day I had
it
worked,
really
I
rubbed
think,
me the
until
wrong
it was a
way.
huge project.
All
It
right,
was
and I
until
put out
I
a
think like
tweet
3 in
that
the
was really
morning.
stupid, that was worded
And then they had
incorrectly,
actually got a
that
hotel
if
for
you
me
just read it
because
for
I
what
was
it
up
was,
so
it
late.
said something that was not what I
So
was meaning
when
to
I
say,
came
all right?
home after
What
that...
I wanted to say was I 100%
no, so after that, the next
disagree
day, they let me go home
the
at like
practice
noon.
of game publishers
So I
and
just went to
developers
Ripley's Believe It or
putting
Not
out
then.
video games where they put them out early for special influencers. A person gets a person gets a game a whole week early and gets to play it on Twitch exclusively. Not only are they making money to do it, 'cause
I
it's a
actually
special
agree with
sponsored
Phil on
stream,
this. I think
but
this
now their
was a
viewers
legitimate
are so
point.
happy because they get to see it
If anyone,
early,
well,
they
this,
throw
I
them
don't know.
thousands
I don't
of
expect
dollars
people to
extra.
remember, but
All
I'm
right?
just gonna
It's
say at
bullshit.
the
It's a
time
very bad
I
practice,
agreed with
especially
him, and I
because in
said that
particular
was a
there was a certain
legitimate
person
position.
playing State of Decay 2 early.
I didn't think
who
that
was
that was
told
like a
by
bullshit
the
thing.
company, you may not give your opinion on the game because there's a review embargo until the middle of the week. So in the middle of the week, then you can begin to give your opinions. You could play the game early, but you're not allowed to actually give any criticism of the game while you play it until the middle of the week. So it's a paid advertisement then.
It
That's
is.
exactly what
Okay,
it
well,
is. You
Phil
can't
makes a
criticize
point.
the game.
Phil's
It's a paid
right.
advertisement. All right. Now,
Okay, but it's true.
I personally hate this practice. Hate this practice. I think it's horrible. I think it's this whole influencer idea is ruining the gaming industry.
No, I
you're
think
getting
he's-
people
I
who
think
number one
he's
are
right,
spoiling the game
actually.
weeks early, who number two are telling you a game is good or at least showing a game and like I'm not allowed to say anything bad, so it makes it look good. So you'll go buy the game when in reality that game is not good. State of Decay 2 was one of the worst games of last year, my opinion. That's my opinion. It was. It was inferior to the first game. It was poorly made. It was full of bugs. It was just a piece of garbage. And it was a ripoff, but people probably ran out and bought it based on a few people who got that game early, all right, and played it on Twitch, made a ton of bank on it, for a bad game, and people ran out and bought it based on the hype that they generated, which is unfair. It's not legitimate gameplay. It's a paid advertisement. It's being a shill. It is being a shill for a company. Okay. Now, later on last year, I was able to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey as a sponsored stream on Twitch. Here's the difference between what I did and what I criticized. I was able to be fair with the game. I was told you can criticize the game fairly when you're playing it. You can give your opinions on it. You can be honest about what you're experiencing in-game. And I was. I didn't pull any punches when I was playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I told the honest truth. The game is too much of a grind. There's too much side content. It's too long and drawn out. It could be much faster paced and better. I was honest during my entire playthrough of that game. So I was able to do an honest stream of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I didn't play the game early, and I made a little bit of extra money on it. That's far different from a sponsored influencer who's playing a game a week early. The only person who has access to that game and gets to play it early, makes thousands of dollars from their viewers, plus thousands of dollars from a fucking game publisher / marketer. I completely disagree with that practice. It's dishonest and it's hurtful to the consumer who now is artificially getting hype and excited for a game that maybe necessarily they wouldn't have even played just because they got to see their favorite streamer play it early and they were allowed to criticize it. So basically all you think is that the game is good. All right. So I disagree with that. But the tweet I put out was completely wrong. The tweet that I put out said something like, everyone who's playing State of Decay 2 early right now is a paid shill, and you shouldn't support their content. You should wait for people who are going to play it legit when it comes out on Friday. By saying it that way, not only did I insult a whole group of people who I didn't mean to criticize, game journalists who had been playing it early to legitimately put out game reviews later in the week, But I
that's
also
good.
made myself look like a tremendous ass because I didn't elaborate on the topic, and everyone legitimately
Okay, so I'm gonna
destroyed
summarize
me
this 'cause
during this
Phil
week when I was
can't,
supposed
like,
to be off
explain
from doing
shit.
anything game related.
Okay, so
because
what
I was
wound
pissed
up
off at the situation
happening
at home. I made a stupid
with
tweet.
that whole
And you know
thing
what?
is,
I'll
okay,
100% fess up to it. 100%.
basically,
That's
a lot
on
of
me.
people will get
I
review
fucked up.
copies of things.
That
So
was a
they'll get the
mistake
game
that
a
I made
couple
for
weeks
sure.
in
Out of all the
advance,
things that we
and they'll
just
play it on
listed,
Twitch, or
that
they'll
actually
play it for
happened.
YouTube or
I
whatever,
fucked
and
up.
they're
I
not
made a
allowed to
bad
give
tweet.
it a
It was
negative
dumb,
review. They aren't
and I
allowed to
apologize for
criticize
it,
the
and
game.
I hopefully won't do stupid shit like that
So,
again because it was just so dumb.
DSP's complaint
It was
was
a completely
that it's
misworded
not
tweet
an
that had
honest
nothing to do with
playthrough,
the
and if they
actual
do a review,
idea
it's not
that I
an
was
honest
trying to
review because
portray.
they're literally
Okay?
not allowed to
All right, everyone.
do a
To
negative
end
review.
this
So it's
special,
also, if the
all
people
right,
do
I
a
want
bad
to end
review,
with the hot topic.
they're not
The
going to
topic
get a
that
game from
the
them
tweet
again
itself
in the future.
that
So
went
it's
viral,
basically a paid
and all the
advertisement that's
big
not
content
considered
creators
to
are
be a
talking
paid
about the tweet were
advertisement.
basically,
And
it's
also,
my
his other complaint is
incident.
these people are,
All right, it's my
making
incident.
a
Where
disproportionate
in 20,
amount of money
wow, in 2016,
because they get an option that other people
I
don't get.
accidentally showed something on stream.
So
I
I think this is a fair criticism. I don't think
ever,
I think DSP should maybe like say,
to you
okay,
what really
maybe
happened,
I misspoke in the way I described
behind the
it.
scenes.
But I think
and
it's a
why it happened
perfectly
and how dumb it
legitimate
was. I mean,
point
I'm a
to make.
complete
I don't
bonehead
think
for
there was
doing it. I've
anything
already
wrong
fessed up
with
to doing it a million times.
the
The bottom line was at that point in my relationship with my
series.
ex, things were not going well. Things were starting to fall apart at the seams. There was a lot of behind the scenes stress, and we were not getting along at all. It was to the point where like we were living together as roommates, but there was no love there anymore. It was kind of just like we're going through the motions to say that we're together, but we weren't really doing anything.
Oh yeah, if anyone
That
wants
was
to
anything fun or
join the
interesting
Discord server,
together,
I'm gonna post a
and
link.
We
so.
really, a lot of the things that we had loved to do weren't fun anymore.
Discord
you know what I
server
mean?
is great, by the way. We have a lot of great people
What
on
happened?
it.
Why is everyone doing?
I'm on there
words,
kind
words.
of
What words did I use?
randomly. Sometimes I am.
Oh, did I say something stupid? What did I say?
Sometimes
before I
I'm
continue, let's see what
not,
people say.
but no, it's a great place.
What?
If there's too much bullying, I
What is going
try
on?
to shut it down.
Oh, it's nothing I said. People put the chat into emotes only mode. Oh, I thought that I had said something bad, and people were saying, "Watch your words, use your words." I was like, "Oh shit, okay." I thought I had said something like horrible. Chat was in emotes only mode. Okay.
Pandalee's
Thank you, guys.
ethnicity.
That
Okay,
was
Pandalee's
close.
ethnicity
I thought I had made a big mistake.
is really weird.
I was like, oh,
remember
great.
when I had
All
that
right,
guy
let's try again.
Calvary on who knew them
So,
IRL?
at that point in my relationship,
and
it was
he
like
didn't
around
even
mid
know what it
2016.
was. My
Things were not
personal
going
belief
well,
is that
all
Pandalee
So I
is
was
a
depressed. I'll be honest, I've told you guys before publicly about
for
my
those
depression.
of you who
that I
don't
suffered
know,
from depression.
a
I was depressed.
castizo or a
And it was a
castiza
time when there was no
is someone
intimacy
who's
to speak of
3/4
whatsoever.
white,
And
1/4 Indian.
I was an idiot. I was
And
a complete idiot.
it's-
and
I'm
I
trying
did
to think of
something
an
really
example.
stupid
Like, I guess
behind the
Selena
scenes I shouldn't
Gomez
have
would
done.
be
Why
one.
the hell? Of all the time, not to say that there's anything
What's her
wrong
name? I
with someone
think
doing that
Jessica
in their
Alba
own
would be
private
one.
space. Why the fuck
a
was
lot
I
of them
doing
just
it
look
when a
white.
pre-stream was running, right? When I had a
but
fucking things running here at the beginning of the
A
stream.
lot of
It's stupid as
Hispanics
fuck.
are like that. A
all
lot
right?
of
It was the dumb- one
Hispanics,
the dumbest-
especially kind of the
it had to be
white
the dumbest
ones, will
thing I've
have a
ever done.
residual
I mean,
amount
seriously,
of like
the dumbest thing I've ever
10,
fucking done. It had to have been.
20% Indios DNA,
But that being said,
which is a
all right.
subgroup of the Mongoloid race. So
That
that's
being
what I
said,
think she is. I don't know if people agree or disagree.
The things that people say about it to this day are wrong. Now, this happened, first of all, three years ago. It was early May of 2016. People still say it was like last year, the year before. It was 3 years ago. 3 years ago. But people still bring it up like it was yesterday. They always will. I'll be 90 years old and they'll say, oh, remember that? I know. I'm never going to live it down. What are you going to do? But the things that they say about it are such complete horseshit misconceptions that I can't. First of all, Phil planned it. What? Phil planned it. Phil intentionally did that. On what world do you think that there would be any benefit from me planning out something like that and purposely doing it? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What benefit would there have been to me planning out and doing something like that intentionally? I mean, think about the insane risk involved. I could have lost my livelihood. I could have lost my
with
ability
regards
to
to
stream
the
on
whole
Twitch and
fappening,
YouTube,
I mean,
YouTube videos. I could have
it's
lost.
embarrassing.
Why would I have
It's
planned
really
something
fucking
like this?
embarrassing.
I just,
I'm sure a lot of guys have done stuff like that, or they like almost gotten caught doing stuff like that. It's like embarrassing, but I don't think it's particularly.
All right. No, it was a complete legitimate accident. That's number one.
Unusual.
Number two, some people say, well,
because there are a lot of people who eventually move beyond that and are able to just stop watching porn and that kind of thing.
First of all, when do I have thousands of children on my stream?
For people who don't have any particular religious or ideological opposition to it.
What the fuck are you talking about?
This happened. I don't really think it's something we really need to keep talking about.
Which is the intro that I run before I actually put out the actual content that I'm streaming. So this happened within the first 15 minutes before I started talking. The mic was muted. There wasn't showing the screen of gameplay. It wasn't supposed to be showing me on the screen. Duh. That's why it was an accident. Essentially, if I remember correctly, it was probably about 70 people top, 70, who were actually on the stream, and most people weren't paying attention to the stream because they were just chatting amongst themselves in the stream chat because it was just playing this PS4 dashboard music while the pre-stream was going. So how on earth I masturbated in front of thousands of children? Where the fuck did that come from? It was 70 people who were early to stream, and probably 2 of them accidentally looked up at their screen and said, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah, and I mean, it's creepy, it's gross, but it's not like we really saw anything, so who cares?
You know what I mean? That just doesn't make any sense.
It's just stupid.
Some people claim that, like, I'm an exhibitionist, and this is something that I always used to do behind the scenes, and it's just nuts. It's just fucking nuts, the things that people say, but
I don't, am I being too fair by
in
thinking
a bad
it
time in
probably
my
just
life.
was
I
an
was depressed,
accident?
and I was
And
not
then,
having
like,
a good relationship.
Okay, like,
with
of
the
all
person
the
who I was with at
shitty
time,
things
we didn't really see
that
any
DSP's
way
done
out
over the years, and there's a
of the
lot of
situation
shitty
we were
things he's
in,
done.
And it was painful, and I had a really dumb moment
the
of
whole
fucking
tax
weakness, and
thing,
an accident happened, the camera was on, but the mic was muted.
Just lying to people.
And you saw nothing but from here
Project
up.
7,
all you saw
the way
was my
he
head.
treats
That
his
was
fans.
it.
Like, with all that
it was very embarrassing,
stuff,
but there was not
the
thousands
fact
of
that
children
he
watching. It was
accidentally
about
got
70
caught
people who
jerking
even
off
had the
on
stream
screen,
on
and all you saw is his
but
face.
the thing is that people
really
record
like
everything that I do, hoping for that moment. They're hoping for that moment of weakness. They're hoping for that thing that he can twist or turn into something bad.
I will say,
so they,
and this is
oh
something
my God,
I've
we
been
got our
pretty
jackpot,
consistent on,
right? I've been
it is bullshit
recording
how many
everything
people
Phil's done
said
for the
that he was
past
a pedo
7 years. I finally got my moment where now I
that
can turn
that
this
isn't
into
like
meme.
him
and it did.
lying
That's exactly
or whatever.
what happened.
That I
meme
remember
exploded,
a lot of people
and for the
did
past
that.
3 years, I never lived it down.
And
I
people
doubt I
still
ever
do
will.
that to this day.
But
because
no,
Panda Lee was,
Phil
I think,
did not
like 17 or something when they met, and then they started a relationship
in front
when
of
she
thousands
turned
of
legal.
children. Okay,
Now you can say that
this
that's
is not,
sleazy.
This never
you can
happened.
Say it's,
this is a ridiculous nonsense.
It's goofy. It doesn't make
I just find it
him a
ludicrous
pedo,
that people still say that kind of stuff.
It just isn't. Like,
all right. At this point,
she was a sexually mature
that's
adult.
about
I mean,
what
like,
I
once
have.
again, you can call
I've been now going on for about 90 minutes.
But it does
like I
not
said,
make
there
you
are
a pedophile.
many other things that have been said to me.
That
said
is
about
like
me
the
over
one
the years.
thing you should never call someone unless you have definitive
And the truth is that,
evidence,
like I said, a lot of them back in the day when it used to be about gameplay or whatever would be based off of a snippet of truth here or there. But the things that I've just talked about,
even calling someone a racist, like, because people might not believe that, but people believe
every one of them
you
is
should
a
call
lie.
someone a pedo.
And if any one of these is the reasons why you don't like Dark Side Phil, you have been basing your negativity towards me on lies that were spun so people could get attention and clickbait for their videos and clickbait for their streams, and none of it was ever true or based on reality, and you fell for it, you know.
Who would do that?
And it sucks.
Who would use
Phil
as clickbait to make money?
Reputation. But a lot of people don't realize this. I've been around since 2008. I've been making videos since before most major content creators today, and I've still lasted this long with all the nasty slander and shit that's been said about me. Which is why,
which is
you
like
know, when something happens, like
90%
what just happened with you-know-who on Twitter and everything, to see me kind of get my comeuppance on someone was like, oh my God, this guy, like, he lasted that long and he comes back out of nowhere, right? So that's the deal. Now, some people want me to field questions from the stream chat. The bottom line is this. I could do that, But first of all, I'm not going to be here all night.
Okay, there's
there's
a term in Go.
I'm not going to talk anymore
and
about
it's
my
called
ex, and I'm not talking about
which
Kat.
means ignore what your opponent does. Just ignore what your opponent does.
It's not mine to talk about when it comes to that kind of shit. And the bottom line is a lot of stuff that people say has nothing to do with me anyway. Like they're pulling out personal shit about my wife from years and years ago. It has nothing to do with anything present. And it's fucked up that people would even care to look it up and or talk about it on my content.
He needs to ignore what people are doing and just continue on with his life. 90% of the stuff people have are things that he says or does.
So,
but I think he's realized at this point that it's mainly detractors who give him money. And if he stops and tries to act like an adult, then the money will dry up because he has zero talent as a Let's Player.
Okay.
I think his Let's Plays actually used to be a lot better back when he was just more of a douche.
An anonymous gifter gifted us up the soda poppin', the lightning god, Hodor Targ,
There's no audience for the boring shit.
Hodor Targ, Slant, an anonymous gifter, another anonymous gifter, another anonymous gifter, J Salt for a $10 tip, Airman T, Freddie B. Mackin for the cheer, Knox for the $1 tip, Ponage 101 for the $7 tip. We smooch our homies here for a $5.50 tip. King of Golf HD who gifted a sub. Pro Jared apparently tipped me $5. Yeah, fucking right. Jim apparently tipped me $5. Eternal Napalm had done a 50-bit cheer.
I wonder if it's the real Jim. I could see the real Jim doing
subscribed to the channel. It's Worf has resubscribed for 6 months. Tokido Bison had cheered again. Big Boy Abides cheered. And then I tipped myself $5 tonight, apparently. Pretty impressive that I could do that.
You probably would.
All right, here's a legit question. Someone tipped me $1 and asked, did I get Almighty Tevin kicked off of Twitch TV? No. I wholeheartedly will 100% tell you to your face, look into the camera as I say it as well, in case someone said, oh, Phil wasn't looking to the camera. I didn't get Tevin banned from Twitch. I had nothing to do with it at all. Zero. I didn't even know about it until after the fact. People came into my chat and told me. What happened is he pissed off people. Like
Kevin getting banned from Twitch was
that not
really,
only
really
negatively
funny
affects me, but affects other
because
people.
for years and years and years,
and you gotta
every
understand
time
that, like,
DSP's gotten fucked on something, and DSP has gotten fucked a lot from like YouTube's bad copyright system, from people false flagging him.
You know, my
like people have abused the
shit
system, and every time it happens, Kevin defends it. Every time it happens, he like shits on DSP. He's like, oh, you don't deserve it. And then when it happened to him, when he got fucked over basically unfairly,
what the fuck is going on with this guy? Did you watch 5 minutes
he like you could tell he couldn't really like complain about it because he had spent years
I had
saying
nothing to do with it at all. I don't know if that's really the case. That's my
was
speculation,
okay.
but I have no truth about any of that. Okay. Okay. Tokido Bison had cheered again. He says, was it Tevin's fault? I don't know. I'm assuming it was something he did. I wasn't me though. So,
I mean, Tevin literally doesn't have a life. He got fired from his job, so he just restreams
Endgame spoiler, Avengers Endgame spoiler. I didn't read it, thank God.
I'm pretty sure he does.
But the thing is, Avengers Endgame already was officially said. The producer said spoilers are now allowed on the internet.
7 hours a day. I mean, people can call me obsessed, but I do like one video every like 3 weeks
did a
or
50-bit cheer.
I mean, I was not doing them for a while. It really depends how much drama is going on.
He says, did you know that
like if there's a lot of drama like this, then I will.
Cheers and tips, that's crazy.
I'll cover it, but if there isn't,
they think they know, but what they don't understand is that there's
it.
processing fees for everything. So even though you see a certain amount of cheers coming in or a certain amount of tips coming in, that's not actually what I make. That's just the face value of what you see. And also, there's always things that go on behind the scenes. You know, people trying to charge shit back and the like. And so, you know, I'm sure there's people who literally will sit there and with a calculator because they got nothing to do all day and they go, you know, that's
no, Phil. The reason people sit there and do that.
Let's see.
Because
Mark
you ask for money
he said,
on the basis of
would you like to spend an eternity among the stars? I have no idea.
Specific financial things like I need X amount of money. I mean, like he's very specific. If he wasn't so specific about the amount of money he needs,
so Dark tipped me $1. He says, "Can you debunk
stuff like that?" Then people wouldn't be
people saying
monitoring
you leaked
it.
your ex-girlfriend's nude pictures on a video. That never happened. What happened was there was a picture of my ex-girlfriend. It wasn't a picture. It was a thumbnail of a picture. I think. Now, by the way, this is from like again. This is
Janice Santana. Okay, the thing you have to keep in mind with me about Phil.
And there was a little thumbnail somewhere on my
me
desktop
occasionally
or
defending
no, it was
him
in a
partially
folder.
just me
And I had been
being
recording a video doing
contrarian?
something
Is it
else,
me
and
just
apparently the
wanting to,
thumbnail popped up.
like,
It
make
wasn't a
fun of
nude at
some
all.
other people?
It wasn't a nude at all.
I
There's
think
nothing
that
nude
is
whatsoever
part
in
of
the
it.
picture. It was a
Is
thumbnail.
part
and
of
it was
it
not
just
a
the
nude.
fact that I
But it was her
think
like posing with
people
her
are
arm like
unfair to
this,
him,
so
and
people assumed that it was
not,
a nude.
not even just they're
and
unfair
started
to
saying,
him,
"Oh,
but
it's a
there
nude.
needs
It's a
to
nude.
be
It wasn't a
somebody
nude. If it
who
was a
has a
nude,
bit of balance.
I wouldn't be on YouTube.
Like, as the Order
I
of
would
the
have been
Green Hand
banned from
says, someone who
YouTube,
can bring
stupid.
some clarity to Darkside Phil. So I mean, that's kind of part of it. Is
An anonymous cheer.
I just feel like nobody will try to kind of give him the benefit of the doubt. So I feel like that's kind of fallen to
cheers.
me.
Why do you think PewDiePie hates you so much? I
to
don't know,
try
and
to
I don't
do
care. Frogs playing golf cheered. He wants me to talk about more about Tevin and Tevin using view bots. No, I'm not going to do that. Blue for 2188 subscribed for 18 months. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Oh, I don't know anything about that, Madara is God. He's saying something about Bad Bunny being a banned term. Nope. The other thing is Tevin is not a banned term. People keep saying that I make these words like words that people get banned for in the stream chat. I don't do that. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. People just make shit up. They make shit up.
So once again, if I sometimes go like overly fair,
I don't even know what the fuck people are talking about.
Part of it just people are hyperbolic, like, because Phil does get legitimately fucked, like. Pretty much everything he's had with the YouTube or Twitch,
Big Boy abides
he's
cheered.
actually
He said,
fucked
I had a line on Twitter.
And
it was funny
I've
because someone had tweeted in response to my tweets on Twitter this week. And they said, you know, Phil's wrong a lot, but he's probably right 2 out of 5 times.
Say like, oh, it was okay.
And when he's right those 2 out of 5 times, he's actually like dead on right about stuff. And this is one of the times that he's right. And I responded, damn, you know, being right 2 out of 5 times is probably better than most world leaders. It's true. So there you go. Let's see. Hodor Targ cheered. He says, it's 5:50 a.m. here. I've been hitting Bombay Gin, watching your stream. What a great combo. Relax a bit. You don't have to be so worried. Here's the thing. I'm not worried. I felt doing this special would actually be able to clear the air with a lot of people.
No, it's not going to. But it's a good way to beg for money.
Things that have been said about me for 7 years. And now, honestly, I feel better. I do. Like, those misconceptions, you can still believe them if you want. But now you've got the true story of everything that was going on in these situations.
No,
so
not at all.
It's up to you to choose to believe or not. But you have the truth.
I want to believe, Phil. I'm Agent Mulder. I want to believe in you, but I just can't because of reality.
That's also false, King of Hypocrisy. That's not true at all. And I'm not going to go into massive detail about it because...
I love how King of Hypocrisy is...
Two-Bar King did a 100-bit cheer, thank you. And Blue for 2188 also did a 500-bit cheer, so thank you very much.
Okay, Ojanis Santana says, I understand people are getting attacked on YouTube
Golden
on
Cold
a
says,
daily
Twitter
basis.
trolls
I
always
can
say
give
you're an
sympathy for
alcoholic.
that.
Address that
However,
and
no
debunk.
excuse for DSP.
No, I'm not an alcoholic.
Yeah, my
back
issue
in the
is
day,
just, and this is
so
how
we're
I feel
talking
when people
my early days of
criticize me and
YouTube,
people
as I've admitted
attack
to you
me.
guys, I used to drink way
If
too
people
much.
want to attack me for
I don't
things
do that
that I
anymore.
said
I had to
or
do it for my
done
health.
because they
Like, for my
legitimately
health,
disagree with me
I
or
had
they
to
think
stop
like...
doing that kind of unhealthy
Like, if
shit,
people want to
drinking all
say
the
you're a
time, eating
bigot, you're a
terrible foods like red
homophobe,
meat and
you're a
stuff,
racist,
I couldn't do
you're a
that
hater...
stuff. I couldn't.
Like, that stuff at
if I had
least
done
is
that
like
stuff, I would
somewhat
have had
reflective
horrendous
of
health
reality.
problems.
If people want to
so
like
yeah, every once in
attack
a
me
while,
for like
I'll
things
go
that
out and
I
I'll
don't
have
think
a
are
drink.
fair, that doesn't
You know, this
reflect
week, I
something
think
I've
this
said
week
in the past.
I had
like, that
2
bothers
drinks.
me. It's
yeah, this week I had 2 drinks.
I'd rather
oh my god, he's drinking gin.
No,
actually, this week I think one of them was a rum and coke, and one of them
and that's kind of
vodka
often, if you
and,
notice, I get upset is when I get accused of things that I didn't do.
And
Once
I'll
again,
have
people want to say
I never drink alone. I'm always
super anti-gay.
If I drink, we usually have a drink together.
A big
and we watch something
like
together.
that
or,
at
you know,
least is like reflective of
That's
reality.
the truth. Now, I'll be honest. Back
and you
in
can
the day,
agree or disagree
when I used to
with
be just
that.
a
It's
YouTuber,
kind
I
of
wasn't
an
live streaming and stuff. I drank too much.
But that's kind of how I
was,
feel with
way
DSP.
crazy drinking.
Like,
you guys know, you saw the
so
videos
many
from back then. I
things
was
you can
drinking
say
all
he's a
fucking
piece of
night
shit
playing
for,
video
and I've
games,
said that he's a
destroying
piece of
entire
shit
towns
for.
in Fallout
There's
3
not a
and doing
need
stupid
to
shit.
just
Right? You
take
heard the
everything
slur in
that
my voice.
happens
You know
to
how
the
drunk
guy
I was.
and agree with
You know,
it.
back in those original YouTube days.
That's the
I don't do that
definition
stuff
of
anymore.
A-logging.
Then someone asked me, can you debunk being drunk? Yeah, there you go. Hydrocarbon asked, have you ever been recognized in person? Only a few times, you know, since I lived out here, a few times. When I lived in Connecticut, it was more often, you know, but what I would say is I've never met someone who was rude to me, which is very nice. Anyone who ever's recognized me has always been very gracious and nice to me, and that's a good thing, so. Oh, did you guys hear that? That was my neck. Little stiff. Whew.
I don't get why
All right,
Phil insists on sitting on the love
point,
street. On the love seat.
At this point, I guess that's it, and it's hilarious because, you know, the trolls are so angry. The people who have really gone out of their way to make my life a living hell the last 7 years are so angry right now because
like
I
have
am
a
having some positivity thrown at me on the internet because of the tweets that I made in the past couple of days.
I have like an ergonomic chair
and they hate that.
has, like,
Any
really good
oh my
back
god,
support.
anyone
And
would
like
see
once
Phil
I
in a
switched
positive
over to
light
this, I don't get
is like
back
the worst
pain
possible
anymore for
thing.
sitting for
Okay?
a long period
They're
of time.
so angry. So it's funny. I'm
He
making
shouldn't be
this special
sitting on that
tonight
shitty
to clear the air about a lot of things.
old thing.
And they're saying in the stream chat right now, okay, and saying you didn't prove anything tonight. Where's the concrete evidence?
Really didn't.
What evidence do you want? My ex's birthday was always public knowledge. You could have looked it up anywhere and known, all about it. You could have known all the fuck about it. It's always been public knowledge. I've told you about the behind the scenes stuff years ago. The thing is just people don't believe me, so they make up their own shit. It's like there's
Phil,
never.
Why is it that
in
people
what
don't
situations
believe you?
do you take pictures of
Like,
every possible thing that
how
happened?
did
You
you
write down. Like I
get-
said, Project 7, we didn't have any contracts in place. There's no way you could prove or disprove any of it. So you can literally make shit up. And how do I disprove it? Like, for example,
Okay,
right now someone
I
can
think
say something
I've
ludicrous.
tried
like,
out
"Yo,
one of
raped
those,
someone 3 months ago. And if it was a day that I was off from streaming, how could I prove that I didn't do it? I couldn't, right? All I could say is, no, I didn't do it.
Like those gaming
But
chairs are really
how do you expect me to
uncomfortable. Like I said,
fucking prove the
I
opposite?
had
I
actually
can't.
waited until
You have to be logical humans.
I think it was
and
Staples
realize to
had a
yourselves that you have to have a
sale.
little ounce of
So my
just
current
fucking
chair I think was
intelligence and
normally
maturity in your heads
$500,
to
and I got
realize
it
that
for
if
like
all this shit
$220 or
has
something.
been said about Phil
But
all
no,
these
this is a
years,
really nice
yet
chair.
Phil's still here.
That's something you probably
He's still
shouldn't
on
skimp
YouTube.
on.
He's
Get a
still
nice
on Twitch. He's
ergonomic
never been,
chair,
you know,
because it
banned or
really
anything
makes a
from any
big
of these
difference.
places. And he's not arrested for shit.
Like I know people
And,
say,
you know,
"Oh,
he's
we
got a
weren't built
loving
for sitting in
wife.
front of
Why would
computer
any of these
screens,
things have
et cetera,
happened
et
if these
cetera."
horrendous
I don't know,
things that
maybe
people
that's
say
true.
about me were fucking
But since
true?
I got my newer glasses
And the bottom line is
that
they're
have,
not.
like,
It's people
the blue
making
light
shit
filter
up
on them,
to
and I
get
got my new
clickbait on their
chair.
own shit, and you
I don't
fell
get, like,
for it. If you
eye
believe any of that shit,
soreness or tiredness
you
anymore.
are gullible. You fell for something with no evidence, pure speculation,
fell
because
for
there
the
couldn't
trap.
have been evidence of something that's not true. And you bought it hook, line, and sinker, and you're the one who created the problem with these people who literally just say whatever they want. And you will, you know, if you're that gullible, I don't know what else to say, man. Like, what, you know, it's insanity. It's absolute insanity that you would believe shit with no evidence. All the things we talked about tonight, there was never a lick of actual concrete evidence for any of it, yet people talk about these things
Except for
as
all
if
of
they
it.
are
There
the
was
God's
concrete
honest
evidence
truth
for
about me,
all
that
of it.
they've
You
been
didn't address
proven
any
time
of the
and time again to
evidence.
be true. And like I said, this actual picture I'm bringing up is an actual fucking picture I screen grabbed off of Twitter. All right, you can't see it because you're trying to capture my phone screen. You'll never see it. It's an actual screen. This is what people are passing around Twitter right now, responding to people saying nice things about me on Twitter. Well, here's all the negative things about Phil. That's what I just debunked on stream here for you. But this is what they do. And be, oh, well, this is facts about Phil. Oh, my God, I can't believe it. No, none of that is true at all, but they pass it around as if it is. So, you see what I mean? Like, what defense do you have besides just coming out and saying, no, this is not correct? Okay. All right, well, anyway, final shout-outs tonight. I got anonymous dollar tip, Electrum guy cheered, Spawn Killer tipped me $1. A lol cow tipped me $1. This doesn't even make sense. Lol cow tipped me $1. Can you clear up how people said you scammed your fans by not playing Super Mario Sunshine? I did play Super Mario Sunshine. Debunked. You can find it on my YouTube channel right now.
No, but you took 60.
There you go.
You took like a lot of
Samson
extra
also
time
tipped me
to do it.
$1. Yeah, I did hear that a former WCW wrestler, Silver King, passed away in a match.
Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed
K
now.
Styles
So
resale
maybe
for
I'll
30
cover
months.
all of this tomorrow.
Asking
if
about if we're gonna
people
play
want.
Persona
But
5 with
otherwise,
Royal,
God
probably
bless
not.
everybody. Have a good rest of the weekend.